All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 US Open Night of Victory. I'm Mallory Woods here with my good friend, Vitor Rodriguez. Sir, good. Welcome back to be welcome with you again.
Hello, everybody. Has it been a year already?
It's been a complete
It's been a year. You know, I only see you one time a year, Mallory, and and it just so happens to be at the US Open Night of Victory.
We got to change that.
We got to change that.
You know, I need to get down there to Texas to see some of the great competition.
Oh my goodness, we got a room waiting for you, and a dojo floor wanting to see you spar a little bit.
Oh, you know what? We have to make that happen. You know what? Looks like we're getting started right away. We've got our Team Demo ISKA Championship going on. If you guys are not familiar with the demo format, we have lots of competitors here. This is sometimes where your underbelts, they'll get your first taste of competition. Do you remember being an underbelt?
I actually remember quite well being an underbelt. It was a long time ago. I would say about 15, 20 years ago. But yes, growing up in Texas, we had tournaments every single month going all over Texas and competing and learning and having lifelong friends and all. But as the demo gets started, now, Mallory, is the demo team preferably only underbelts, or are there black belts involved too?
Now, this is the night of victory, so every competitor you will see here is an under black belt, meaning they have not earned their black belt yet. Now, these are future stars for tomorrow. So we'll see white belts, yellow belts, green belts, purple belts, red belts, brown belts. No black belts tomorrow. You will see during the Night of Champions our black belt athletes. But right now, you can look at the intensity that this team, actually, if I remember right, it is Team Intensity. It's their name.
What a name, right? Team Intensity. Bring it the intensity. Now, with the team demo, you're going to have a lot of different competitors, a lot of different students doing in-sync movements, kicks, punches, strikes, blocks. But every so often, they spread out to the side, as they're doing right now, and you have a little showcase right smack in the middle.
You're going to get a little bit of everything. It looks like you got some weapons performances up here. You've got some kata. You may get some self-defense. The best thing to do is really sit back and enjoy. This is something you may be exposed to like at a fairground or at a mall, and this is usually what gets a lot of people to sign up for martial arts.
Yep.
Kids see this is it. That looks really cool. I want to do it.
Yeah, the forms, especially the weapons part of it, the creative part, the extreme part of it, is very, very attractive to a lot of novice people that don't know a lot of karate or about karate. So it's a very, very nice thing to be attracted to from the very beginning. Now, you do, like you said, you're going to have an array of not only punches, strikes, and kicks, but also weapons. And I hope we can see some high-flying tricks as well.
Yeah, the thing is with demo, you never know exactly what you're going to get. And you know what? Hats off to the choreographer that actually goes and puts this together, because you have to know, your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
Your competitors. So you put those in here like these gentlemen that are going to work this bow staff really quick. So you would never put someone that's never touched the bow in their life at something like this. You want to show this with their best staff.
Now, are there rules to come with the demo team? Is there a certain number that you have to hit? Is there a certain number that you can't go over? Do you have to have weapons and extreme parts of forms mixed in?
Team demo is exactly what it is. It's a demonstration of the skills performed by your martial arts athletes. So, as you can see here, the checks are break, release, and catch by this young man right here. So, we're going to show a little bit of everything. I'm kind of curious to see if we get some self-defense, which is always good during the breakdown. Unless, of course, you're the flunky, the one that's getting
yes, of course. If you're the one that's meeting the floor with your arms or your backs, maybe it's not the most fun, but it is quite entertaining to be in the audience or be commentating behind this nice, comfy booth.
Exactly right. But by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are fully interactive. I've got the chat window up from our live stream. So first check we want to do, we want to see where you're watching from. So if you guys are commenting, I'm looking at those comments right now. Let's see where you're watching from tonight.
Send those comments in, guys. We want to know.
Absolutely.
This is Holly Ann, president of the Professional Martial Arts Conference, ProMat. You guys huddle up there in the center.
Now, I would imagine that Team Intensity was the only one, not the only one that participated this past weekend. Now, we do have a huge tournament before this Night of Victory. So, in that tournament, we had team demo competition, and in that division, we had multiple teams.
All right,
for
great
Handicapable.
job. And great job.
Team intensity was just the team that actually won that
Exactly.
competition.
Our first 3 divisions. Upcoming next is the Youth Choreographed ISKA Championship. So we'll bring the winner out to perform, kind of a little bit of victory lap. Of course, Night of Victory works great within that. And then we will actually get into our first competitive division after about 7:17. So up next is our Youth Choreographed ISKA Championship. And of course, as we hear these silky pipes of Joe Perry, who is our in-house MC tonight, always doing a great job.
Back to the stage, Miss Lila Crane.
All right, we've got some
I had the
feedback.
privilege of watching this self-defense
yes,
choreograph earlier today. My goodness, amazing performance.
We're going to let this action play out. This is going to be great. You always, when you see that they're in character, you know, she's got a backpack. This could be school. She's talking on the phone. So let's see what their creative minds have come up with.
Was it someone trying to get her backpack?
Oh, spin hook kick to the
Spinning
chin.
hook to the chin.
Bye-bye. Front kick to the knee. Blocks those punches. Turns around. Takes him down. Oh, a couple of elbow strikes. Not legal in the UFC, but still. Does the job. Oh, over the shoulder throw.
Over the shoulder
Keeps the
throw.
backpack back. Using the backpack. Dodges the flying side kick. Jumps the sweep. Junks under the hook kick. Body kick. Rolls
over the
over.
back.
Couple kicks to give him something to go to. A little flying side kick over there. Looks like she's trapped in the middle. Worst place to be, but she escapes. Deals with one foe, has to deal with the other. Rolls out of that. Oh, now she's in the guard
Now
position,
showing a little bit of
protecting
ground
herself.
control.
Look at that triangle. I
Triangle
see it's a
choke.
triangle. Oh, she uses that to elevate. Couple of shots to the knees. Controlled wrist lock toe throw.
Ooh, good cartwheel out of that throw.
Watch your back. Oh, good timing
Bringing
on
a
that.
weapon into it.
Takes the weapon, takes it away from their attacker. Gives their attacker a little something to think about. This is usually not happening in school when I grew up. But still, this is great. And a great demonstration there.
What a fantastic
I
performance.
absolutely love it.
Now, I know that Lila is getting a lot of the attention, a lot of the praise, but big kudos to her 2 partners.
You can't do this by yourself. You have to have partners to work through this routine with you. They're the ones that are taking those big bumps. So great job to everybody.
To find 2 good friends to take some bumps for you, to like some throws, some punches and slaps to the face. Those are some great friends.
And responding to our requests, let's see, we've got a shout out from Texas. We've got some Hobbs, Minnesota, Atlanta. Let's see, the Hobbs home of Team AKA. Team AKA showing up a couple of comments there. And Kenny Jackson from Detroit, hey. And of course, how you can actually help the broadcast is share the link with your friends and family. Take that link, copy it on to our social media accounts so that we can get more viewers in here and show these great athletes the praise they deserve.
Please welcome Chandler Krager.
All right, up next is interesting. We have our Handicapable Chandler Krager coming up. We'll showcase his skill set here. And this is the beauty of the martial arts. It's not just for everyone. It is for everyone. Meaning that if you're handicapable, I remember we had a young lady last year who was visually impaired and still did a great form out there.
I remember that.
This shows how you can learn a skill set, you know, from beginner, as of course we're showcasing our underbelts, and how this can be applied to your life.
Doesn't matter your level, doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter if you want to use a weapon or you want to do creative or if you're handicapable. There is a division, there is a category, there is a tournament for you. And lucky for us, we're at the U.S. Open that offers all those choices and options
Very
for
much
these
so.
amazing competitors.
I think we may have had a little bit of challenge. The wrong music may have
Started.
So that showing the discipline right there, not phased at all that the wrong music is played. He saw
Under
Mel
the
waited
lights.
and under the lights,
Under the
and he stayed
lights, still
disciplined,
hitting it.
ready to go.
That's fantastic. Roy Chandler is from Alton City, Texas. So he's a local. I love him already. I'm from Texas. No
Showing
wonder
that
he's
Texas
a winner.
love.
No wonder he's a winner. Chandler doing an amazing job using the commas. Finger roll with the commas into the butterfly.
Yes.
Tornado kick. Finishing with some strikes. Finger rolls, 7 strikes with the commas, doing some releases. He's doing a fantastic job.
You know, I'm always amazed at how early they're learning this skill set. You know, usually you see a lot of figure rolls and a lot of releases like that from our black belt competitors, but these competitors are learning this younger and younger and early in their martial arts career.
My son just picked up his first weapon, which is a bow, and he's starting to mess around with the commas here. And you just hit it nail right on the head. They're getting younger and younger. He was 6 years old when he started. He's doing some amazing tricks already. I mean, it all reflects back on his instructors. Instructors are the Boumet brothers, Philip and Sam. So he has a great pedigree coming from them. But yes, younger and younger. You can only imagine, Mallory, how it's going to be in 5 years, 10 years. These guys are going to be flying if they're not already.
It's amazing to see. You know, as you, of course, you mentioned, you know, the bow staff, and we were just passed by 2017 Diamond Ring winner Nick Schneider, who's working in the back there, who, you know, is a wizard with the bow. But I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, I was never a weapons guy. I used toughness when I grew up, and I taught myself how to do them. I got, you know, a little bit, you know, good enough to compete with them and everything, but it really wasn't my forte. But just to see the skill level these athletes bring is so incredible. So up next, we have our 9 and under beginner weapons ISKA championship.
So this is actually our first actual competition tonight on the night of victory.
Yes, sir. We've got Simone that's up here.
Simone is a local from Orlando, Florida. Let's see what she can do.
And of course, from Florida Sport Martial Arts, we have definitely heard of competitors coming out of that school before.
Oh, yes. Quite a few.
Quite a few. Some famous at the U.S. Open, of course. Really supportive crowd here tonight. You gotta love that.
We are in Florida, so you would hope so. But Simone was doing a traditional bow form. Very good control. Now, what are we looking? What are the judges looking for when they come to a traditional bow form?
So in a traditional bow form, as we get a thunderous applause, look at Mr. Excitement right here, working the crowd.
Everybody loves Frankie.
But what the judges are looking for those traditional strikes, deep stances, eyes on your target, control of the weapon. When you're doing a weapons form, you want to present the mastery of that weapon. You want to show that you have control over it. So they're looking for those traditional stances, especially traditional form. And Frankie has got the crowd
Frankie's
going.
got the crowd. Frankie is 5 years old.
Did you say 5?
He is 5 years old. I think he has about 20 vocabulary words in his arsenal. But man, he is a manipulator.
Look at the spin. Look at the control he's got over this.
This boy is like a unicorn. He is rare and amazing to look at. Look at that boy.
Man.
He is all business with that, with a creative bow form, with the hair, with the mohawk. He is screaming at the crowd. He's just loving it. You talk about people that are naturally comfortable under the lights, and I think our boy Frankie is one of those. Nice little half neck roll, finger twirl into the
And the catch he caught, he saved it.
He saves it.
I believe the kids would call that Riz today.
We're gonna say that was on purpose.
Wow.
That was on purpose.
Now, if you're a parent watching this the first time, okay, you want your kid to look like this, Go find your local karate school. Find a place where you're comfortable. Enroll him or her in that.
If you're in the Houston area, Frankie does come from the Brumet brothers.
And you know what? Good shout out to them.
They're doing a fantastic job. Just opened up their karate school no more than a month ago, and they're doing fantastic.
Let's go. Follow that up. Let's do it.
Following up is Derek Baez. He is from Orlando, Florida as well. 9 years old.
And I'm still buzzing for Frankie, man. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan now.
Frankie, you see him in a tournament any time of the day, and he has a smile as big as his face. Absolutely love that kid.
You know, and speaking of that, we have seen the U.S. Open, of course, has been around for a good number of years. We've seen competitors here that started as young as Frankie and have gone off to spectacular Hollywood careers, you know, in stunts and movies. It's great to see. You never know. This might actually be the beginning that might be on like an Entertainment Tonight or something like, here's video of, you know, this athlete before they got this role in this movie or something like that.
It is such a good foundation. Not only we could go back to the manipulation of the bow or the form, being on the lights, but just karate and the essence that what it teaches you. It teaches you self-defense, discipline, control over yourself, your mind, your body. It teaches you confidence up most than anything. So these kids, say, you know, they're underneath the lights, they're doing amazing, they got all the pressure on them. Say in 15 years they continue doing this, they don't go into the movies or they don't go into the stunts, but they're going to be taking that discipline, that self-control, that self-worth into their job, into their office job, into their construction job, into their teaching job. Hopefully, you know, we may be seeing the next movie star, but we also may be seeing the next multi-dojo owning person.
This is true. Not only that, even if they don't go into the martial arts, could be a governor, could be an attorney, could be a leader of your company. But that all starts with this discipline that they learn in the martial arts.
They can say, look, I was 5 years old, I was in front of 500 people.
Yeah, it's a breeze giving this breakdown of a quarter business report, you know?
You mean no one's going to be able to punch me? Oh, this is easy.
It's cakewalk, you know?
So we got the scores, getting the scores in. So we had two traditionalists with a traditional bow, and then we had Frankie with the creative forms, kata is what we call it, also using the bow. So we had three competitors, each using the bow, and each really just doing three different forms, three different ways. You got to see the traditional part of the weapon, and you got to see the quote-unquote exciting, musical, part of the weapon, use of the weapon.
And that's just some of the action that you'll see over this entire weekend here at the U.S. Open. We got started yesterday with a couple of divisions. Today was all-day competition, and guess what? Tomorrow we've got all-day competition, of course, culminating with the Night of Champions that will be, of course, we'll talk about that on the U.S. Open on the website, how you can actually watch that and point you guys in the right direction. If you like what you saw here tonight, you're going to love what you're going to see tomorrow.
You got it straight on that side, so it will populate our winner for us. Just one more second.
Just to touch up on what you said, we actually have a lot of people competing tomorrow.
Yes.
That started in the Night of Victory.
Right.
They started as underbelts. They started as
you were
the
nine
color belts doing their bow form.
Weapons ISKA champion, Derek Padiz.
We got Derek Padiz winning with a score of 9-9, 9-9, 9-9, 9-8, 9-9, 9-8. Now, just like Mr. Mallory just touched up on, what the judges are looking for is not only excitement and control, but also the karate part of it, which are going to be the stanzas, if you're throwing kicks, if you're throwing punches. If you're throwing a kick, it's very easy to explain. As a judge, you got to look for the 4 steps: the chamber of the kick, the extension, the rechamber, the reset. Make sure you have all those steps, and then all the way down to your stanzas. Is your front leg supposed to be bent? Is your back leg supposed to be straight? Where are your hip pointing? Those are all the things that, as a judge, you want to look towards, and it could kind of help you separate the competitors from each other.
You're exactly right, and it's up to the judges. The judges, in my opinion, have the hardest job in the room because they've got to watch everyone, and they have to wait on what they've just seen before. And by division, like for example, we're starting with fresh. We're going to the 9 and under intermediate weapons. So we'll have our intermediate belts, which will be our green, purple, and blue. there may be a little bit of discrepancy here and there between your systems or your schools, but these are students who have been around. They've been in maybe a year, maybe 2, 3, and they are. This is about the mid-level point of the journey towards a black belt. So they're definitely confident. So you can see right here, this young lady right here. She is full of confidence. Let's see, Santiago we have up here. And she's just, you notice that she's completely confident, spinning the ball around underneath the leg, behind her back, over her neck, and release, another catch, another flip and turn.
She is going at it.
She's going at it. This is someone that's completely confident and understands what it's been like. She's been to multiple classes.
I think this is Blakely Johnson. She's doing a fantastic job with her bow manipulation. And coming from the beginner side, just like you said, you do see a little bit more confidence, or a lot more confidence. The trickery of the bow, the manipulation of the bow should be a lot harder. Now, when you think these are just the intermediates.
Yes.
5 years ago, 7 years ago, these were the advanced belts and the black belts were doing type of tricking we're doing.
The continuous circuit just keeps evolving.
Just evolving too fast.
Let's get some more information. And again, I misidentified the competitor, but you're right. From Jessup, Georgia, from Team Strike Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, and judges, his name is Blakely Johnson.
And we went out of order. That's what threw me.
That's what it was. Yes. So next we should have Santiago, or we should have Matias. We actually have Matias. Matias is from McAllen, Texas. From Texas.
A lot of competitors from Texas here.
Comes from, we roll deep over here. We roll deep over here. Matias is from Team Tiger, from the Villanuevas. Team Tiger Martial Arts. Great friends of ours, close to being family with our school. A lot of cross-training that happens between my school and Team Tiger Martial Arts.
Now, I do have one question for you, and you're the guy. How do I get hair like that? I mean, look at this.
Well, Mallory, I hate to pull it. I hate to tell you,
Might be too late. That ship might have sailed.
Too late.
I mean,
the type of hair products that they have now are amazing.
I was going to say this is something that I was a little too late to the party for, but that's okay. I'm rocking a nice cool haircut this summer.
So Matias is actually showing a lot of facial expressions. He's doing a lot of Kias. He is also representing Team Rebellion, not only Team Tiger Martial Arts, but Team Rebellion, which is Mr. Lovis's underbelt team. You have your Revolution team, which are your black belts, which are your national fighters, worldwide fighters, competitors, and then you have Team Rebellion. What Mr. Lovis is doing with the underbelts, showing the underbelts love, giving the underbelts, some of the things that the Team Revolution athletes get, like the uniforms, the gear. He's running a fantastic team, Mr. Lovis is.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, yes, we've got many Team Revolution competitors to be on the night show tomorrow, and I love the fact Team Rebellion. That's a cool, a name to be associated with, especially as an underbelly.
Matias doing an amazing job with his traditional bow form.
And there's all the Revolution. I don't know if we'll get this on the camera, but he's getting high fives all the way out on his exit. They support each other so well.
There are bittersweet moments when you do. This is me coming from having a school, having a team. You grow, you teach your kids to be so good, and when they get attracted to other national teams, it's a little bittersweet to see them go to another team. And not just your homegrown team, but what the beautiful thing is that you're going to get support from your new national team. Everybody that Matias just high-fived there are from all walks of life. They're from all over the U.S., but they all share the common colors and the common logo on their back, and they all show them love.
And, that means the world to you, especially as an adult, but as a kid, as you're walking up, you understand that, guess what, they got my back.
So we have another 5-year-old, also from Texas, Mr. Santiago. This guy he's a showman, another showman. From Midland, Texas. Instructor is my good friend, Mr. Flacco. Fantastic instructor. But this is, Santiago is one to love the spotlight, love the pressure. This boy's a diamond.
It's interesting because usually when you enroll your child into the martial arts, it is about 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, you'll sit down and talk to parents, kids out in class. So how do you think he's like it? And they'll say, what have you done to my child? It's yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. They're completely changed. I love it. Absolutely.
And we touched up on it, right? It is the discipline, the self-control, it is the self-confidence that a great martial arts school and a great martial arts instructor can show your child.
I have to agree with you on that. I competed so many years before I taught, and only when I started teaching did I realize this is a whole part of the martial arts that I had been missing. To understand, to get your students, to help them grow, to see them understand things, to help them conquer fear, doubt. That is something that I hope they take with them the rest of their lives.
So Santiago was not only representing his team in Midland, but he was also representing Team Rebellion. Like
as we just saw them giving high fives once again.
Yes, sir. Like Matias.
We've got our scores populating in. Not going to spoil it for you guys because we can see a little bit ahead of time, but we'll wait. We'll wait till they're all in. No spoilers. No spoilers.
All right.
All right, according to my stats, I see we've got 136 watching. Can we crack 200? Come on, let's get some sharing going on. Get grandma involved, auntie, uncle, everybody involved.
Turn on your computer, turn on your house computer,
Absolutely.
turn on your phone. Come on, show us some love, guys.
All right, and then Miss Blakely step forward, our green belt. So Blakely's scores were 29.96.
So these are not only the 9 and under intermediate, but as we keep on going, they're going to get older. They're going to get, we're going to start going through the beginners, intermediate, advanced, and also black belt, as I can see. So the forms are just going to be getting harder and harder.
We'll see the technique get more and more advanced. And of course, this is great because this picture right here is something that they will all look back on, as they grow in the martial arts and as they grow as they grow up. They'll be able to look back and be like, oh man, do you remember the time I performed at the US Open? And I wonder how many kids are going to Disney, after this. You're right here in the heart of
It's
Florida.
kind of like you have to.
have
You're
to
already
do it.
here.
Exactly.
I love, my wife always says, we're in Disney. It's fake money. Come on.
Let's go.
We didn't go to another park. Come on.
And up next, we've got our 9 and under advanced weapons, ISKA two judges.
We have two competitors in this division. A local boy. I have a feeling you're going to be seeing that a lot. A local boy from Orlando, Florida.
From Championship Martial Arts. Looks like it's coached by Corey Ford, for the information that I have.
An advanced belt, also a brown belt. Other styles will use a red belt, but that's usually about the two different colors that they'll represent the advanced division with, red and brown.
So if you're just watching this or not as familiar with the martial arts as a lot of people are, your advanced belts are usually your next steps, 1 or 2 belts away from being a black belt. Again, as Rita was saying, depending on the style, red or brown, you're almost ready to test for a black belt. So here's when you want to definitely go out here and show your instructors that you're going to nice release over the head of blind catch.
Not only a release over the back, but he did a 360 on the floor with a jumping back kick right into a kicking pass, mixing spin kicks, fake spin kicks, tornado kicks, and ending with the butterfly.
Kind of speaking back into going back and talking about black belt testing, it's always a special time in the school because as an instructor, you're looking, and just like a parent looks at a child, that's graduating high school or college, you see your baby. You see your students that you remember the day they enrolled. You remember them coming in, maybe they were shy, maybe they were like, I'm not sure if I should be here, or maybe they were gung-ho, they were like, man, they're moving at 100 miles an hour, and you see what, you guys have molded together with a great staff to what is going to be your next and your future black belt.
I mean, a lot of times in my school, since I've been running the school for over 20 years, at this point, I have my brown belts, advanced brown belts, taking their black belt test. The parents have video of their first day. They have video of the first day. They got evidence of their first day. It's not just a memory. Now it's all like, look at his first day when he tied his belt. And now he's taking, or she's taking a test now under one of our main instructors.
It's almost like the
beautiful thing.
first day of school, kind of.
Yo,
you
it's
know?
like the first day of school. Exactly. It is a first day of school.
We've got Colin Petrie up. As Joe Perry, you might have overheard, he is from National Karate all the way out in Minnesota. Great spot for the Diamond Nationals, which is usually right around the end of October, sometimes in November if they want to make it nice and cold. I've been there.
Is it cold in Minnesota?
I've been to Minnesota in November, and I recommend they keep that tournament on the other side of October. Trust me.
Now Colin will be forming a bow form. Looks like it's going to be a traditional. If you could tell by his uniform. Usually when it's a traditional form, they'll be wearing an all-white uniform. Not always how it goes, but that's usually a good telltale
But it's usually
sign.
a good guess. And as we see here with the classic front stance, back stance, lean into that front stance with that strike. There's a front kick and then a couple bow strikes right there. You see that the movements are more traditional. They're not going to be as flashy as an extreme or an open form would be.
They'll be holding their stances, they'll be holding their kias, they'll be holding their strikes or their blocks just a tad longer. I look at it as a sentence.
Yes.
They'll finish the sentence with a strike and a hold, and then they'll go into the next sentence with a couple of strikes, a couple of blocks, and then they'll finish it with a strike like that, or a strong kia.
I love what Colin is doing. You can look, he is looking in the direction of the strikes. There's an attack right there, strike, turn and look. There's another attack, strike, turn and look, strike. He's looking to his right, someone else trying to sneak up on him. He's making you visualize his opponents.
And that's what a good fornsman does. A good fornsman puts you into their form, quote unquote, their story. He's getting an attack from the right, she's getting an attack from the left. High block, low block. Oh, he just kicked him on the floor. You want to be involved into the form.
Exactly. And that's what, as you mentioned, someone does a great kata, great weapons form, they will bring you into that. You will see everything that they are seeing, and that's to make you see it. That is the idea there.
Great energy, guys. Keep that up. Should pop up on that big screen. We have one on both sides. You guys should see that pop up in just a moment.
We're waiting for some score adjustments here while we're working. It's a live show, so sometimes you get a couple bugs here and there where we're waiting for things to show up. It's always cool because these young men are on stage and they're looking over their shoulders at the big screen. Because they can't. They're saying, "Where's that on the big screen? I'm looking for it."
You have the big screen,
tonight was
guys.
a 29.96. Give it up for Alejandro.
Great job, Alejandro. Finishes with a 29.96. He got a 9.9, a 9.9, a 9.9, a 9.8, and a 9.8. Colin received a 29.95.
So 1/100th of a point separating these places.
Receiving, Alejandro Wooders is receiving his Night of Victory Championship trophy by Ms. Holly Ham, president of the ProMag organization.
Another great organization to compete under. They offer great judging, great tournaments. They're all over the place.
They are all over the place. They're also in Texas.
Indeed.
Yes.
And of course we have.
We host myself and my business partner, Mr. Andy Molina. We host 2 tournaments, maybe 3, but we have in San Antonio, Austin, and Houston.
Camilo Gonzalez.
Up next is our
So
10
is it-
to 13 beginner weapons division. Camila Gonzalez taking the stage first.
Sport Martial Arts Academy here in Orlando.
And as you may have heard over, Sport Martial Arts Academy here in Orlando. She's representing that school. And to take it back, there's some great times to be had in Texas, especially in the beautiful city of San Antonio.
Oh, it's the best. I mean, I know I'm a bit biased, but I just love Texas. I love it, Texas. So Camila is from Venezuela, but I would imagine she is living here in Orlando, Florida.
That's one of the great things that you see when you come down here to the U.S. Open. We'll see a lot of competitors that are from Venezuela, from the Bahamas. I've seen a whole team from Australia here today. They're all over, giving us really an international competition. And a lot of times you see friends that you've made that are from other countries.
Did you see Team Australia walk around the entire tournament for about 15 minutes? They came in, big group. I want to say over 30. I mean, you're talking about competitors, you're talking about parents, you're talking about grandmothers, you're talking about
anybody
friends,
who made the trip, you know?
everything. They had a drum set, they had noisemakers, they were walking around. They were proud to be here. They were saying, we flew 19 hours. We're making all the whole
time. It is really great to see that international flair, that camaraderie between teammates. I mean, I've traveled with my teammates to Canada, not exactly a foreign country, kind of a neighbor to the north, but you still stuck together as a team, you know. Competing, you know, overseas is a great thing. Whether that overseas is coming to us or we coming to them, it's always good for teammate camaraderie.
And I always love that the martial arts gives you a very good excuse or reasoning to go out of state, out of country, overseas. It's fun for the entire family. So we're here, we got Aiden Shua from, you guessed it, Florida.
Premier Martial Arts.
Premier Martial Arts. He's doing either a creative or a extreme weapons form.
You can tell by the movement. Let's see here. I think it might be creative. That's what it's looking so far. But we'll see if he inverts. That would make it extreme.
Ooh, what a high throw from Aiden. Making it look easy. Aiden is feeding himself with his music. The beat dropped and he just went faster, harder, and stronger.
It is something to say about that. You're in that moment when you're there, you make that first big catch, and you're like, okay, I got this. Now it's time to have a little fun.
Yes. Woo!
The finger roll there. Little palm.
Aiden showing up in the crowd.
I was going to say, he's got a huge fan representation up there in front.
My goodness.
This is what I'm talking about. All you guys are coming through tonight. Giving these guys some love, cheering, clapping, bringing the
I mean, the energy level of the audience is just off the charts tonight.
Competitor wins tonight. Bring that game. Love it. All right, judges entering the scores.
And you said it, you're backstage, you're nervous, you're scared, your hands are sweaty, you're thinking, just don't mess up, don't mess up. I've never, especially if it's been your first time under the lights.
Or if you have to go first.
Yes, or you have to go first. But as soon as you get in there, as soon as you step on the stage, as soon as you bow, maybe you do your first trick, everything goes out the door and it's just like straight feels.
I remember being asked by one of my students, Mr. Woodson, you ever nervous when as Aiden's fan section responds to him winning? But she asked me, well, are you nervous? I said, every single time. I said, well, what happens? I said, well, usually as soon as the judge says go and me being a fighter starting to fight, that's when I relax because I know I'm relying on my training. I'm relying on everything that my instructors taught me and every bit of training that I did to get to this moment. That's when I relax.
And it's kind of funny when you're on stage, everybody can see you.
Yes.
But when you're on stage, you yourself, the crowd kind of goes a little dark because the lights are so bright on you, the spotlight. It kind of fades everybody away, but it's kind of daunting a little bit because you can hear the crowd, you can hear them screaming, you could hear your mother screaming your name, don't drop it, go, go, go. So it's I can only imagine. I was never on stage as a foreigner, on stage plenty of times as a fighter. But yes, you said it perfectly. As soon as your first bow, or as soon as the first punch, or as soon as the first clash, everything goes out, and it's all like, oh, this is exactly where I want to be. This is beautiful.
And you know, and the time is never long enough.
Oh, yes, it's like a blink of an eye.
It's over. Speaking of here, into our team of 13 of intermediate weapons, we've got Amelia Perez on stage right now.
Amelia is from Orlando, Florida, representing Florida Sports Martial Arts as well.
You can tell by that patch, if you catch a glimpse of it, there are 3 pictures of martial arts silhouettes on the back, a very distinctive logo from Sport Martial Arts. that you can see that a mile away. Deep stance.
Ooh, very nice back stance. And the control, and to stay there for 5-6 seconds.
If you're at home and like to try that, please go ahead. Google what a back stance is and go ahead and sit in that and see if you can pop right back up like she did.
And then put in the comments.
If you tried that, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to see.
Finishing strong. Very nice traditional bow form.
And then sometimes, as I mentioned about going first, sometimes the person goes out and they rock it like this, and now you're like, oh boy, okay, now I got to follow that.
But that could do that could do a few things. Hopefully what it does is that it lifts you to the next level. It makes you go a little stronger, a little harder.
You're absolutely right. You see that, you're like, okay, well, you know what? The only way is forward. I've got to go to that next level.
We have Pau Hernandez, also from Florida, representing Premier Martial Arts. It says here he trains every day and he maintains straight A's.
Hey, that's something to say. You know what?
That is something to say. Now Pau is using the katana sword. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, sir. That is correct. Going to resheath the sword. Nope, he's going to keep it out. Using some great cuts.
Very nice back stance. Now Pau is performing a traditional katana sword, but also has music behind it. Now some may think like, well, how much can that differ from not having music? Music will set the tone.
Yes.
Music will get you in the mood to get a little bit more excited.
It'll get your emotions going. That's a perfect example. Kind of a little teaser for tomorrow. Sophia, or we call her Pia, her musical form, whatever she sets it to, brings you in the moment. She must spend just time working like, I'm going to time it so that my kick goes off here. Hours and hours of practice.
Especially if you perform your form to the music, for the beat drops and for the bass and for the treble. You're throwing your chops precisely with the music. It just takes your form, traditional or creative or extreme, to the next level. And Pau is doing a fantastic job here.
Great bow at the end. You know, it's interesting. I've never used this weapon before, but it was one I was always attracted to for watching it. The sword itself, you see it in movies. It's in history. But one of the things, when you actually look at the weapon and look at, most people think it's just swinging. Like, no, there's precise cuts. Good career to say. If you guys haven't watched that great series, it's on Hulu, Shogun. That shows you, the history behind, that period of Japan and some other things there. Most people think, hey, you're just swinging away. No. There's logic and there's technique behind everything. This is going to be tight for these two competitors.
Right, and the scores for Pau are coming in. Drum roll. 29.94 for Pau.
Amelia takes the win. She likes anime, volleyball, and likes chewing bazooka gum. That is amazing. She stuck the landing like the gum she likes to chew. She did a fantastic job. Coming up, we do have our 10-13 advanced weapons.
13-year-old advanced weapons ISKA
Two competitors in this division.
And coming to the stage from Martial Arts on Bank Street. I love it. I can't say half of that. From Quebec, Marty Dritty.
Marty Dritty coming up. Likes tricking and soccer. Or it's football.
Come on.
Let's bring it back.
He is from Canada, so I don't know how do they say it in Canada. Do they say soccer or do they say football?
I don't know. They probably say A after, though.
Yeah.
I love my Canadian friends. I love you guys. I like how the crowd's hyping them up a little bit.
Marty coming with the frizzy hair and the strong strikes.
Good stab there at the bottom. That foe's done. He's done.
Looking fantastic.
Removes the bow from him. Which one does he leave alive to send a message?
None.
None. They get the message when they pick their
he
guys
has
up.
a phone now. He can take a picture and send the message.
That's the modern way. That is the modern way. I think I see his older brother, Wasim, at the edge of the stage, who was on this U.S. Open stage last year, cheered him on. If I'm correct, if I could see, if I've got my sight right.
If that is what a goal to try to reach, having an older brother that does exactly what you do. He is amazing at what you do. That's fantastic.
But you do have siblings that join the martial arts either the same time or maybe big brother or big sister joins and little sibling joins later, but you've got a built-in training partner. You've got someone that will help you with your technique, that will be in your corner, and as we can see right there, just cheering you right on.
You always got a fan. You always have a fan.
To compete for this championship.
And that also, as our next competitor, Jordan Alexandrov, comes up, the old saying that the family that kicks together sticks together, that is true. When you have mom and dad involved, they're out there watching, or they're out there training with you. It is a family affair in the martial arts.
So representing Team Freestyle, we have Jordan all the way from San Diego, California. Team Freestyle is known for their weapons, for their extremes, for their demo as well.
I do believe we'll see them tomorrow night.
They have an amazing, I want to say 13 to 17-year-old group of about 6 girls, 5 boys, 6 boys that are just amazing, jaw-dropping tricks, the way they sync up together. And it seems like Jordan is on his way to be joining that team quickly.
Absolutely floating start off the backflip,
into the 540, into a 7 chops.
As we mentioned before, these kids are making these complex release sequences just look like something they do in their sleep now.
Which they probably do.
Yes.
He is from Team Freestyle, so they probably do. They probably have him doing that when they're asleep or in the shower
or so, next time I'm out in San Diego, I'm going to have to see if I can stop by and get a little bit more on Team Freestyle, if I could arrange that. Get a little bit of the behind the dojo look,
Make your way back to the stage for scoring, please.
Good job, Jordan. So now they're going to be scoring them.
And Jordan, just right there in the center of the stage, if you guys will. Judges entering those scores. I'll call them out.
While we're going up there, we got to give Jordan a little shot. He likes to ride dirt bikes. That's it. That's brave. Okay.
Not only does he like to play with commas, sticks with knives on it, he likes to ride dirt bikes.
I think this guy may be an adrenaline junkie.
All right, and the total score for Jordan is 29.94 for Jordan. So your winner of the 10 to 13 Advanced Weapons ISKA Championship, Madi Dridi.
So I don't know if you can hear Mr. Joey Perry, but Madi Dridi won the 10-13 Advanced Weapons with a score of 29.97.
Right, as they get their picture to exit stage.
What a way to represent not only his karate school, but represent Canada.
Yes, Canada making a mark already tonight.
Ooh, all right, so we have the 10 and
By the way,
black belt weapons.
So I like it, wherever it's coming from. Great job, guys. And please,
so we got some juniors here.
Rocco. Please give it up for Miss Rocco. Let's go.
Rocco, let's see what we have in our notes for her.
Adadane Rocco out of Georgia, representing Team Tiger Rock.
And it says here she likes to crochet and draw anime.
Crochet, wow, that's something. I'm with you with the anime, but
you're not with the crochet? It's never too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, never too late. Never too late to pick up those 2 needles. You do with 2 needles?
I gotta shout out Miss Plowden. I see her do this at tournaments, and she'll have a complete, whole set of something new by the time she's done.
A new Impex uniform for everybody.
Yes.
Is what she's done. Ariani performing a creative weapons form.
Acapella? No music needed?
No music.
Sometimes that's more effective,
get the crowd into it a little bit more, have people start cheering the way they're doing right now. Who needs music when you got the sound of clapping?
When you got clapping and people
egging
just
you on?
cheering for you. I mean, you think about also 11 and under, commanding the presence of a room like this. All strangers save a few. Maybe mom, dad, maybe an instructor and a teammate.
But everybody else.
But everybody else is watching.
Ooh, oh, with the hand twirl and looking at the phone. I mean, looking at
Look,
her
watch. Reminds me a little bit about Jeff Doss throwing that front kick out there and then checking his watch for like, I'll just hold this out here for another few minutes.
Don't fall off the stage. All right, go next to the stage left. Good job. All right, I always worry about that with everyone. Here we go. Next up to the stage, a 9, Mahesh. Correct that crowd if I need correction on that. Representing Team Intensity.
So representing Team Intensity, we have Mr. Mahesh from Florida, Orlando, Florida. He's in. Had a chance to talk with him a little bit right before competition. He did the National Spelling Bee, came out tied for 6. Loves math, chess, and wielding a gigantic knife, also known as a katana sword.
Yes, indeed. You know, and all those things pair together.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, if there's one way to settle that tie.
Yes, one way, right? Let's bring out our swords.
But it's also great to see the academic excellence that these young athletes are bringing to the stage, seeing that they're not only taking their martial arts seriously, but they're taking their academics seriously as well.
We go back to martial arts just teach you how to punch and kick and wield a sword, but it's that discipline, that self-control of not only going over your form, I don't know, 1,000,000 times, but also opening the books, reading what you got to read, studying what you got to study, and getting the grades you need to really, really continue your martial arts. Because a lot of karate instructors, me included, if my students are not passing their school, they have to take 3 weeks to 6 weeks off of karate. That is just mandatory.
We got to refocus back on what's important.
School comes first.
And as you mentioned, the idea here is that most people will see, well, okay, why are you practicing this over and over and over again? It says you practice it so many times to get it right that one time. So everything that you see here on this stage has been practiced and rehearsed multiple times before he got here. And what we want to do is we want to show our best once we arrive here.
And how long is a form typically? Less than 3 minutes?
Less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 maybe on a traditional.
So you're going not hours, not days, you're going months sometimes from tournament to tournament of just practicing day in and day out, practicing when you don't want to most of the time. I mean, this is coming from a father that has 2 kids, that compete, all for, hey man, all the past month and a half, 2 months of training, it's come down to
minutes,
2.5 minutes.
So
mess up.
So you think of that investment in time, and that's why you see the academic excellence as well, because they know that these things count. Good side kick at the end of that. By the way, we're up to 167 viewers, so our viewership is crazy. Thank you guys for those shares. We're still closing in on that 200.
Let's go. Let's reach those 200, guys. Come on. Spread the word, spread the love. Tell somebody you know to tune in.
Absolutely.
We got Mr. Mahesh right in front of the judges, showing intensity, showing his strength all the way from the beginning to the end. Finishing with
you kind of hide a little bit way on the other end of the stage, but you're that close to the judges. You have to be focused. You have to be intense. They can see beads of sweat on your forehead. They can see your breathing. They can see everything. And each one of these judges, of course, black belts, have competed, have been there before, so they understand how it is.
All right, so as the scores roll in to recalculate, I'll be able to give you guys the totals. All right, there they go. You see them going through like a turtle.
29.97 for
Rocco.
Rocco.
Total are 29.97, or it is 29.97, I should say. And
Mr. Mahesh will receive his score of
a 29.94.
Miss
Then
Rocco taking it.
your winner of the 1100 black belt play ISKA championship.
Man, we've got Holly busy
is
tonight.
Miss
This was
Rocco.
in every
Give it
ward.
up.
Up and down those stairs, up and down those stairs.
She's got to get her calories in, her steps in.
That's right.
Coming up next, we have the 9
job,
and
guys.
under beginner
So,
forms championship.
great job. Congratulations. Love to see
Got
these
3
kids
competitors in this division
well.
coming up.
All right, next up, our 9 and under beginner
Oh my goodness.
championship, Jay Bree Gonzalez.
So Jay Bree is 5 years old. Look at that. Where is she from?
Laredo, Texas. You might know where that is.
Yes, I think I know exactly where that is. We're good friends with Miss Jay Bree Gonzalez's not only father and mother, but grandfather.
Martial arts going through that entire history
yeah.
of family.
So a little trivia for you. Her grandfather took his black belt test the same day my father took his
Oh.
black belt test.
That's
at the same
history.
school. So Jay Bree comes from a great pedigree of not only martial arts but forumsman. Jay Bree finishing with a split in front of the crowd, getting the love, getting the noise.
Loves to paint, gymnastics, and dancing ballet. Total package.
Total package. Both her parents are not only karate instructors, but academic teachers as well.
Please welcome to the stage.
Math
Emma
and science.
Hager.
So we have
South
good
Ohio.
things to look forward to Miss Jay Bree Gonzalez.
We've got
Up
Emma,
next is
Emma Hager, if I pronounced that right, from South Point, Ohio. And I want to be the first to say this. Loves to sing, play mandolin, and also a straight A student. Once again, showing that academic excellence. Starting off with a backhand spring right into her Hurricane.
showing us some blocks and strikes in a straddle stance. Hitting all the levels in the form, especially in a creative form, what you want. You want to hit high kicks. You want to hit those straight punches. You want to go down in a split or on your knee. You want to show the judges that you have different levels to your form. You don't want to just keep on staying in a straight line. If you could add some aerial movements like a cartwheel or a flip into it, even better.
And don't forget, these are novice beginner competitors here. Just brand new in the martial arts and already competing at this level.
We're going to see these two girls, Jay Bree and Emma, for many, many years to come. There are no losers in this category.
No,
These
no,
girls
sir.
are amazing.
They're doing a great job at the Chesapeake Karate Academy, so shout out to those guys.
Great job. All right, and our third and final competitor in this division is
So we did see
Thomas
Frankie, the 5-year-old, earlier today.
Yes.
This is his older brother, Thomas, representing Houston, Texas, the Brunei Sport Karate.
Crowd already into it.
I don't want to have to bite my tongue, but be ready for some fireworks. Thomas is if you know who Philip Brunei is,
Yes.
this is a select copy-paste of Mr. Brunei.
Copy paste. I love that.
Thomas starting off with his facial expressions, good stanches, good strikes. This is what we call anticipation, baby. He goes right into it.
Let it build. Let it build.
Good stances. Thomas always points his toes on his kick passes. Look at his toes, good pointing. Those are the small details that you want to look for as a judge.
You're absolutely right. Those little things that get you to stand out to show you that I am 100% honing my craft.
Into the butterfly, into the forward roll, jumping front kick. Into the jumping, spinning flip, hitting the floor, not only showing but screaming that he has done. Fantastic.
Back on stage short, please. Good job. So you guys line up the order.
As Derek Banks has said, wow, these kids are very talented. You are absolutely right.
How are these kids 9 and under?
It's amazing.
This was the 900 beginner forms. How do you think they did?
You know, the category says 9 and under, but Thomas is 8, Emma is 7, Jacob is 5.
That's way far under.
What are we doing? The future is as bright, almost as bright as these lights on us.
That is true.
The future is bright.
I'm glad they turned one of these lights off. It's really hard to see.
29.5.
Mr. Thomas' favorite meal is a Philly cheesesteak. He loves eating those. He eats about 4 of them a day.
And
Philly cheesesteak sounds so good right about now. Just saying.
Congratulations, Thomas. Congratulations, Anna and JD. We are going to be seeing them. I'm telling you, we're going to be seeing them for years to come.
We are speeding right along. We've had 9 and under intermediate forms coming up. We've got 2 competitors in this division.
Intermediate forms ISKA championship. Please welcome Imani. Representing Team Intensity in Championship Martial Arts, Curry Ford.
Clara is a 9-year-old. She is also a competitive dancer. So let's see if those
if they bleed over. Yes.
If they bleed over a little bit. Representing Orlando, Florida Championship Martial Arts in Curryford. Good control.
Wow.
Right off the bat, you could see it.
Yes. High kicks. Let's see if the balance is there.
Good control. What a high kick. Good tornado kick right into a right reverse punch. Good forward stances.
Into they're showing the flexibility of a dancer.
That flexibility, and she's not done. I love it. You usually show your
signature move at the end.
trick
Yes.
in the end, and she finishes strong. Beautiful job.
All right, that was awesome in her competition for tonight.
Next up is Ivana Kranick from Texas, baby. Selma, Texas, representing Team Rebellion.
Texas is definitely showing out tonight, man.
Texas, a lot of Texas tonight.
See, just Joe Perry knows what's up. He just said it. Also likes all-star cheerleading.
She's an all-star cheerleader. However, she's a great little girl. She comes from a karate family. Her mother's a black belt. Her brother's a black belt, Joshua. He'll be competing tomorrow in forms and in sparring. So Vanya is going that correct way from the stepping stones that her mother and her brother have laid out for her.
You know, it just, when we see martial arts families like the Molinas come to mind, that parents, moms involved, dads involved, older sister, younger brother involved, you just see that camaraderie as they travel to these tournaments. You know, the next step is to travel internationally, you know, go on and showcase your skill set to the world. You just see such a tight-knit group when things are like that.
I mean, you could talk about the Plowdings.
Yes,
the Plowdings
yes.
They are the tip of the spear family that shows that we travel together, we win together, we train together, we win together. Just doing a front flip and a back flip.
Just a slight notion on that for Richard Clauden, who, you know, I've also wondered, you know, you have dad who's the instructor and, of course, head of the family, his father. I asked him what does he do to keep things, you know, in a family setting. He says, there's no martial arts taught after you leave the dojo. They have a separation.
That is so hard.
Yes.
That is so hard. Me coming from a martial arts family, my wife, if you ask my wife, that's all we talk about. So maybe I should take a page off of the Plowdings book and start separating a little bit more. Ivania falling into a split from an axe kick.
Bringing the Team Revolution up to their feet. Oh, and a rollover split. Look at that.
That class aggressive, double, triple kicks. Finishing strong with some attitude.
Yes. Look at Revolution. We got to get, there we go. We've got our cameraman on this. Look at those high fives all the way from Team Revolution who have gotten those front row seats.
And it's funny because I know Ivania, and Ivania is the most quietest. She is the most reserved little girl. You go up to talk to her, you're going to get made, you'll get one word, two words, right? So to have her on stage under the lights, doing spin kicks and front flips and back flips,
letting her like out that shine, that come out, you know, that competitor.
All right, they are pushing through. See, they pop up. We have a 29.97. Great shot, and scores for a 29.94.
So when you have a martial arts family and you get your first win like that, I mean, how do you celebrate? What did you do for your kids when they had that first win, to kind of welcome them into like the spirit of competition?
How do you celebrate? Cake. You gotta have some cake.
Gotta have some cake. Can't go wrong with cake.
You can't go wrong with cake. Maybe some ice cream.
Great shot. Give them a big round of applause.
Again, I say it again. There's no winners and losers here. Both these girls are winners. They're amazing.
I love the sportsmanship too. High five at the end of that, a little hug as you know you go off the stage.
I mean, they are competitors. They are going against each other, but one helps the other.
Yes.
Both of them. Iron sharpens iron is that old saying. Ivania is just going to go back to the dojo, going to go back to the lab and train harder. And so is Kaylani. She's going to be doing the exact same thing.
Let's go, Zane!
So we have the 9 and under Advanced Forms Championship. We have 2 participants, Zane and Parker. On stage we have Zane.
From Kissimmee, Florida. I think you might know where that is. That's not too far from here.
Not too far. I could throw a rock to Kissimmee, Florida right now. Representing CMA Eagle Creek. That's his team, his dojo.
Nice little 540 right there. That was great. Man, I was always scared to throw a 540 because you got to land on that same kicking foot. And it always weirded me out.
That was the only trick as a fighter, right? That was the only trick that I could throw, a 540, pretty clean 540. Other than that, I needed 2 feet on the floor.
Yes, feel more balanced that way. You know?
I'm more of a body punch type of guy.
Which require, get those 2 feet on the floor, draw that power from the earth and boom, deliver
I need
it.
the power of the earth, that's what it is. I don't like to leave the earth.
Like some of these high flyers here that are just very comfortable in zero or a little less gravity.
Yeah.
All right, give it up for Mr. Zane, the Harry, Eagle Creek Championship Martial Arts. Good job, buddy. And his competition for the night, I know this guy from Destin, Florida, representing Team Resolute. Give it up for Parker Sanchez.
We got Mr. Parker Sanchez representing Florida, Santa Rose Beach, Florida, Team Resolute.
It says here that Mr. Sanchez likes soccer, basketball, and swimming.
Man, he sounds like an active kid.
Yes. There's a lot of energy for that.
That's a lot of energy.
I'm just saying.
Good opening by Mr. Sanchez, showing his good stances, his good karate. Now, sometimes we get involved, a little bit too involved with the jumping and the spinning and the kicking and the tricking. But when it comes down to it, your foundation lies
Your base,
with your karate,
yes.
your front stances, your horse stances, your straddle, your guards. What is your thumb doing? What are your fingers doing?
Where's your
when you're in
eye line?
guard? Yes.
All these things that have to culminate into this one performance.
It's funny, we're getting to the point where everybody could do a tornado kick, everybody
Yes.
could do an aerial, but how is your front stance? how is your front stance on the beginning of the form, but how is it at the end of the form when you're a little exhausted?
Right.
Mr. Sanchez's aerial was fantastic, but look at his stances, look at his guards, look at his chambers.
There's
That
a
is
lot to come into play.
That is a recipe of a champion, future champion. Maybe a champion of tonight.
This is true.
Parker finishing strong with a double slap, not a single slap, but a double slap on the floor.
Florida's Parker Sanchez.
As they start to get those scores ready, got a little few stats in. 165 total daytime divisions, down to 52 individual runoff winners. And those that went to the stage, a little bit more than 27 for the total, 27 division for a total night of victory. So that's how we kind of got here.
US Open,
Yes.
all those divisions.
And of course, we'll update you. We're now up to 186 watching. We're closing in on 200.
186, come on, we gotta get 14 more.
14 more, that's easy, you know? I mean, these guys are here doing all this great kata, all this great technique. 14 more people. I mean, it's like running, you know, to your neighbor and say, hey, man, check this out, you know?
Mr. Parker Sanchez. Good job, guys. Get in there for the picture, buddy.
Parker Sanchez ending with a score of 29.97, all nines.
Wow,
That's one way to win.
Great job,
That's one way to
guys.
make a statement.
that is true.
All right, next up will be our 10 to 13 beginner empty hand form championship.
10 to 13 beginner form championship. We got Aiden versus Camila. We already saw Aiden perform his form with the
Yes.
bow. That's the one that got the crowd real into it.
Now, of course, I love, let's say, go with the notes. It says, he's smart,
He's smart.
loves basketball, and drama.
I hope he means drama class.
The
like
drama thing?
theater
You know what?
drama.
Who knows these days?
Man.
It could be he likes to throw a little shade here, there, and everywhere and enjoy that. Or it could mean that, yes, he likes drama as the class. Either way, I'm not sure about. I'm going to roll with both.
Maybe he's related to my family, that he loves drama. There's always drama in my family, my friends.
He fit right in, huh?
Is he related to me? Aiden showing some trickery on his own with a butterfly kick. Punch, chops, blocks, strikes. Going into a good forward stance. Aiden representing the premier martial arts here in Florida.
All right, Aiden, Shua, good job, sir.
Oh, I like that. Short,
Please
sweet,
welcome
sharp
back to
form.
competition for this division.
To the point.
Camila
To the point.
Gonzalez.
Camila representing Venezuela. I believe she was already up here
Representing Force Martial
with her weapons form.
Yes, yes, I do believe we've seen her before.
Now, a lot of the times you see some of the same competitors representing their weapons and representing their open form or traditional form. And that is just a testament to the student themselves. It's not
Yes.
easy to get on this stage. There are so many different rounds, so many different divisions, so many chances for you to mess up. And as we go back to how many, not days, weeks, months, or how many multiple months are you putting in the time on your form?
And not only that, like you said, we saw her for weapons before.
So you got
Now you're
multiple
getting two
too?
different divisions.
Yes.
So it shows the dedication that she has at her craft.
Oh, and a lot of these competitors not only do this weapons, creative, traditional, but they also spar.
Yes, just try going for the Triple Crown. I mean, there are very few that do all three well. One champion that comes to mind is the late great Kevin Thompson. Can't able to see him. He was always in it for forms, weapon, and spar. I'm gonna tell you right now, until you face that man on the line to fight, you have not experienced life itself. I'm just gonna say personal experience.
But he is the top echelon of a full martial
Complete
artist.
martial arts,
A
yes.
complete martial artist. Not only can you teach me a bow or a weapon, but you can teach me a good traditional form. And oh yeah, you're one of the best fighters in the world. He was the best representation of what sport martial arts can do.
Truly the best of us.
Is a 29.97.
So we have Miss Camila Gonzalez taking the title of 10-13 beginner forms champion.
I gotta work on my pronunciation so it rolls off the tongue like good. Camille Gonzalez. My American tongue is really getting in the way here. It needs to work. It needs to work.
Real thick.
I gotta work on it. That's why I gotta get the Texas, so I get a little help out.
You gotta eat our food. Maybe eat our food.
You know what? Now you're talking. I'm all about that.
Come on, Valerie. I'm gonna attract you with the food. That's cool. We got 10-13 intermediate form championship. We got Zach and Lucas coming up. Who is Zach representing?
Let's see here. Looks like Zach is coming from Evolutionary Martial Arts from Clinton, Utah. 12 years old. And loves to skateboard and can solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute. He's got me beat.
We got something in common. I could solve a Rubik's Cube in a little under a year. So I got really catching up to do. But you know what the main thing is? We can each solve a Rubik's
That's true.
Cube.
You can definitely solve it. Yes.
Now Zach is, if I'm correct, he's the first student to be representing Utah.
Yes, I have not seen Utah out here before, and only been in Utah for a couple times, maybe a stopover. It's a state that I want to visit and see a little bit more of.
So I went to Utah a few years ago, and I went up there to train with a good friend of ours, Mr. Justice Lawrence.
Yes.
The kicker, the great kicker of Justice. He has a great school over there, a great team. Still amazing, still getting it done. I believe he fought at the Compete Nationals earlier this year with Straight Up. Justice, still amazing kicker.
I love the fact that martial artists will go to train with one another. You know, being able to get away and go to a different school, different state, you know, to get that training time in is something that's only going to make you better.
Yeah, we touch up on it. Iron sharpens iron, and a lot of the times, as when you get to the black belt level, the top echelon black belt level, you're going to be the best fighter at your dojo. So
yes.
Yeah, you could be running sprints, you could be doing weights, you could be hitting bob, you could be hitting the bag, but sooner or later you need that time in the ring with somebody that's going to make you go, okay,
there's another level. Here's the next level I've got to get to.
And a lot of those times, you have to invest in yourself. You got to invest not only in the plane ticket, but hotel,
yes,
and in training gear, getting to the school, rental car. So yeah, I mean it's what you want out of it. You got to put in.
It's kind of like a saying that I've seen. It says once you found out that the task is hard. What you do next determines your character. You know, are you going to say, hey, you know, I'm comfortable enough being the big fish in the small pond, or do I want to get better, or I want to be the best? You know, what do you want to do at that point?
And let's fighters coming from that. A lot of the times it's, are you willing to take the hits? Are you willing to take that punch?
Are you willing to invest?
Because you are going to get hit. Just wrap your mind around that, Mallory. We have trained with people. We have gone on planes to train with people taking a hit. That's not right. We do.
It takes a very few special people to understand that, as we get some scores in here from these two young competitors that understand that art therapy is doing it. You know, punching and kicking, and then going out to eat afterwards with friends or hanging around people. Some people that, you know, maybe they play basketball, they don't understand, or a different sport, like, wait a minute, this guy he kicked you in the face or punched you, and I was like, well, I thank him. He showed me a hole in my game. I'm not going to make that mistake again. You know, let's go out and hang out. Let's make arrangements to train. And looks like our winner here.
This was a close score, 29.95 to 29.96. Mr. Zach Weiser takes it home.
Congratulations. So as they exit, let me announce, up to the stage next will be our 10-13 Advanced Forms ISKA Championship. That's right, we have two competitors. First up,
we got the older kids, 10-13 Advanced Forms Championship. We have two competitors. We have Lucia and we have Daniel.
So Lucia says she's been doing martial arts since she was 4 years old, a level 4 gymnast, and likes softball. We see another example of a multi-sport athlete. And I have always believed that in other athletics, martial arts helps you refine what you're doing, whether it's football, whether it's soccer, whether it's anything else. That this discipline helps you see better, manage fear, manage anxiety. You know, if you perform in front of a stage, in front of all these people, what is, you know, running the ball up the middle when you need 3 yards? You know, what is that?
Yeah. So Lucia is actually doing what I believe 2 of the sports that represent, like you said, they're a great reflection of one another, especially when it comes to forms, gymnastics and martial arts. And we saw that. We saw that with her aerial, with her back, with her back tuck, with her round offs.
If you will exit to the left, you already do.
That's
Great job.
fantastic.
Thank
She
you.
did a fantastic
All right,
job.
and competition, our second competitor for the night in this division, please welcome Daniel Lays.
We got Daniel Lays coming in representing Orlando,
Orlando,
Florida.
Florida.
Yes, indeed.
5 tennis and
5 tennis martial arts, of
So we
course.
got Mr. Joey Perry talking for us.
Yes.
Yes, we do, representing 5 tennis martial arts.
And Daniel likes video games and baseball. I wonder if he plays a little Call of Duty. Maybe I've run into him
I'm
on
pretty
live.
sure. I wonder if he plays Super Mario. Do you think he plays Super Mario?
I think so.
Yeah, right. I wonder if he plays Metroid. None of these kids plays Metroid. Oh!
I'm not going to say you didn't hear from me, but one day my 16-year-old invited me to play some Mario Kart. She whooped me. I would not let her get her off that game until I beat her.
Come on, Mallory.
She did not. We were playing all night. I'm like, I'm going to beat you before you go to bed.
She beat you about 1,000 times. You beat her once.
That's
Hey,
true.
a win is
But
a win.
perseverance, I still got
A
that
win is a
W.
win.
Maybe it was due to endurance, but I still got the W.
So Daniel not making it easy for Lucia or the judges, also coming in strong with flips, with tricks, hard techniques. This is going to be a hard division to judge for the judges.
Great intensity as he ends his kata. You know, it kind of reminds me when I remember back being a purple belt that I really started to feel confidence in my technique. It was right then that I felt like, hey, you know what? This is working. I feel like I've learned a bunch. I've seen strides here. It was right about then when you start to understand I can do this.
And that took me, about 3, 4 years to get to that level?
Yes.
And that is what I would like for all the parents that don't have their kids in the martial arts, or maybe just have them for a few months the first year. That's how long it takes. It takes them
That
maybe
investment
a few
time.
years to get that confidence to be like, man, you know what, I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit.
Like I can do this. I really can challenge and do that. I can learn new skills. I can break these boards. I can, I can last the entire sparring fight night with
Everybody,
everybody.
we hope you do. There's 2 statements, 1 and 5, the main show is 7, I believe. Here we go. The total score for Lucia, we have a 29.94. Great job.
Alrighty. So all the judges pretty much came to the realization, and the same realization that Mr. Daniel had the better form tonight, getting all 9 nines.
Champion is Daniel Lanes. Great job, guys.
Daniel taking the championship, or keeping the championship, here in Orlando, Florida.
Great job. Congratulations for making it. Awesome. All right, as they exit,
We're keeping things moving along with 11 and under black belt forms as the championship. It's right here as we see how quick this show is moving. We've really got to give some of the stage. I can see back there, making sure these young athletes are ready. There's no delay. We're boom, 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 hitting things right along.
There's an entire show happening right behind these curtains. The people involved, getting everybody together, making sure everybody's lined up, making sure everybody has their music. So
it's a job of a job. It is a lot going on.
Everybody's seeing Mr. Helio performing his form, but nobody is seeing the circus that is behind. So big shout out, big congratulations, a big thank you to everybody working behind the scenes.
Yes, indeed.
So Helio likes football and basketball. He's from Orlando, Florida, representing Championship Martial Arts Conway.
So not to be outdone, we have seen a lot of competitors from Texas, but Florida's making a good representation too, defending the home state.
Look at that,
Great
Helio with
handspring.
the Bad Bunny hair. I'm loving it. I love his style. I love that he popped out a back handspring. Doing a fantastic job. Ooh, a little capoeira. Oh, he goes out. Capoeira kick. I love that. Into a butterfly.
And that's the great thing about the martial arts. If you wait a minute, what type of kick is that? Google capoeira. Google the history behind it, and understand the enrichment and how that style developed. It's amazing for all of these styles. If you actually study the history of the martial arts, one of the things my dad told me is like, hey, I want you to look up this encyclopedia of the martial arts, understand why this style became this way, understand where it came from, and learning about all of these. There's just not 2 or 3 of them. There are multiple ones.
It makes you a better martial artist in general. Knowing where it came from, knowing where it's going, and being a part of the future of those martial arts. And of course, it's going to make you a better martial artist.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we got the crochet queen herself, Miss Rocco, over here. You said it before, she likes to draw anime. I want to see some of her drawings.
Might have to get some of those. Maybe we can get one of those up on the SMA Instagram.
Team Tiger Rock from Georgia.
It's coming out very quick. Spin hook into a tornado, into an aerial flip seamlessly.
Good speed, power, and control with all those hand techniques, those chops, punches, strikes. Let's see what she pulls off. Into another aerial. Right into a back sense. Love it. She's doing great. And when you're at this point, Mallory, close to being at the end of your form, what do you think is going through their mind? Like, don't mess up.
Don't mess up. I want to stick my last move. That's what I'm thinking about right there. And she did that great high side kick right there.
I wonder if they had the same mindset as we did when we were fighters. When we were fighters, I didn't want to get off the stage. I wanted to be on there. I wanted an extra minute. I wanted to keep going. I wonder if that's the same mindset.
Right.
And when you're born, do you want to stay in the spotlight? Do you want to
bring it? You want to garner that attention.
29.9.
And of course, we were mentioning the great team that we have behind here helping these young athletes get to the stage. But also, think about it. There's a parent here for each one of these undeveloped juniors that they've seen the form before, they pay for the classes, and they're here supporting their children. It's great to see that, you know, and usually you can tell where the parents are because of the first one to stand up and clap. You can hear them, even though we have headphones on, we can hear them cheering directly through here. So great shout out to mom, dad, uncle, whoever brought you here. It's a complete family. I saw a few grandmothers, grandfathers out there.
Well, my son, my daughters are being taking the championship is Miss Rocco. Taking it back to Georgia. But yes, to jump back on what we were saying, my kids are here. My daughter, my son are here, and my mother. So the grandparent, my kid's grandparent is here. We usually have all 4 grandparents from my kids, but you know, my wife's parents had to stay back, and my father had to stay back. But we have one of them here. So yes, we do have a lot of grandparents and uncles and aunts.
Really making it a family affair.
Oh, yeah. Lucky Disney for getting all this money.
Disney knows what it's doing.
Yeah, Disney knows what it's doing. So we have the 14-17 Beginner Weapons Championships going on right now. We have Trinidad Torres from Chile.
See, I would have just said Chile. You know. Chile. Let me Chile.
From Chile. All the way from Chile. Santiago. Representing Haines City Sport Karate Center. Trinidad is doing a traditional weapons bow form. Says here she also likes to dance.
Her movement is very fluid, just like a dancer. You can see that. Even in a weapons form, where you're really showing the mastery and the control of that weapon, but you can see how that other art, and it is an art, also complements the martial art.
Jaden and Trinidad, so let's see what he brings to the table.
Janice Miller representing Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia.
Hey.
I got family in Norfolk.
There you go. Not too far from me.
Not far, yeah.
About 4 hours. Still.
Okay. He is representing Kung Tao Filipino martial arts. Now, what is that weapon that he has that he's wheeling?
I think, if I'm right, it's called a Joe, if I am correct.
Which is also a short bow staff, a short bow staff.
And if I've seen before with when you compare these eskrima sticks and just seeing the way that the Filipino martial arts, I've seen some of these, man, guys are just getting beat to death. Like, please fall down. Please, you're getting just pop, 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 up and down. And this, again, going back to that understanding, like, wait, there are martial arts in the Philippines? Yes, absolutely. There's a deep, rich history of unarmed, and in this case armed, fighting combat around the world. You'll find it in every country, all unique, different styles. And learning the history of how a specific art developed will only make you appreciate it more.
Jaden has the crowd wowed. Yes. Signs are out. Finishes in a great way.
Very serious, very intense.
And back to the stage, please. All right, that was our 14 to 17 beginners. Scores rolling in. All right, judges score for Trinidad a 29.95. Good job. And scores for Jaden 29.96.
Very close.
Score.
Very close.
What a close score.
17 Beginner Weapons ISKA Championship. Jaden S. Miller. Great job,
As
Jaden.
well as able to pull that out. And
great
a big
job,
shout out to
and
Mad Action for the
again,
beautiful
thank
graphics and the organization done in the software that is being
Some say the
presented.
best in the business.
I would say the best in the business.
All
I
right,
could
great
be a little
job.
biased, but I'll say the best in the business.
All right, that was our beginner group. Next up is our 14
Love Mad
to 17
Action,
Intermediate
extremely
Weapons
user-friendly,
Championship. To the
so
stage.
easy to use.
Mary Mar
Also coming
Wallace.
from a martial arts
All the
school
way from
owner,
Wallace.
having to tell multiple parents, multiple months, multiple weeks, hey, we're going to be going to this tournament, we're going to be going over here, sign up for Mad Action, and I mean, more times than not, the parents always come up going like, man, that was pretty easy. Is this all we have to do?
That's it. And you get updates and all that good stuff on your phone when there are changes, as they always are in martial arts tournaments.
So right now we have the 14-7 Intermediate Weapons Championships. We have Maymor Mawas
From Guatemala.
from Guatemala.
And I like the fact now I'm gonna show my nerd card. She likes physics. Now you're talking. See, loved physics in high
You
school.
can't see Mallory just perked up, man. He is
Hey,
sitting
physics,
up.
let's go.
Oh,
See, she's understanding
physics.
the rotation of the sport, knowing that when it falls back, it's falling at 9.8 meters per second square.
Wow.
See, there we go. Spin.
Wow.
That was
Look at
knowledge
you,
gained
Mallory.
well when I was in high school, so I still retain that today.
Good butterfly holding the bow on her back.
Yes.
Caught it before it hit the floor. Good on her.
A little neck roll there. Flip over it, catch in the back. Great.
Marimal is 17 years old, again representing Guatemala, ISKA National Karate Guatemala team.
I got some good friends in Guatemala, and I'm just disappointed I've never gone there to compete.
Same here. Same
Never
here.
worked out. It's something always came up.
Great
All
job.
right, this is Mary Mar Mawas from Guatemala. Great job. And her competition tonight, please welcome all the way from the Bahamas,
Come
Terrell
to the
Barrett
stage, Mr.
Jr.
Terrell Barrett Jr., representing New Providence, or he's from New Providence in South Bahamas. Team Bahamas.
Got a chance to go to the Bahamas a couple years ago. Beautiful country, just absolute gorgeous weather there, man. Just
Did you swim with the dolphins?
I didn't get a chance to swim with the
come
dolphins.
on,
Wouldn't swim with me,
Mallory.
man. No matter how much I tried to bribe them, they would not swim with me.
You
Maybe
need
next time.
money. You gotta bribe them with money.
They said go swim with those sharks. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
They're friendly. Go swim with them.
first appearance of the Sai tonight.
Mr. Terrell is doing a traditional Sai form.
It's all you Raphael fans from Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm. Now, like we've said before on the traditional forms, along with all the other forms, but the traditional forms really you want to let the stanzas, the power, the control really outshine a lot of the other things.
Now you're bringing your control and use of that weapon to the forefront. I mean, look at the way he's got great control of the side, the spin, the three-chamber, another strike.
He's not just twirling that side, but he is moving it. He is spinning it on his fingers, on his palms. There's a lot more that is going on than what you just see. Sometimes the hand is faster than the eye, so you don't see the twirls. You don't see the spin of the side.
How many times have you seen something that someone does or on your phone or on TV? Oh, I could do that.
I could do that.
And then you go try it, and you're like, wait a minute, maybe this isn't the easiest I thought.
Oh, and those sides are not light as well.
They're heavy.
They're heavy.
You could hear the metal when they touch each other.
Oh, they're not plastic?
No,
No,
that's real metal.
They're real metal.
Gotta stop those swords somehow, man, you know? Let's take it back to the tradition.
Mr. Barrett Jr., Terrell Barrett Jr. finishing strong. Judges' scores coming in. Going back to that Mad Action program. Mad Action has everything linked up through computers, so all the judges really have to do is press a button, see the form, of course, judge it, and press a button. Since there's two competitors, the judges will give 199 and 198.
Mary Mar's total is 29.94.
One other thing that's great as well is that if you compete all year, let's say you do a bunch of these, and you wonder, like, wait a minute, how did I score in such and such tournament? You can go back and look at your record and see everything that you've done, not only for this year, last year, or as long as you've been registered. It will keep a record for you.
Great job.
Terrell Barrett Jr. taking this competition with a score of 29.97.
Congratulations. Moving on to our advanced 14 to 17 weapons competition.
14 to 17 advanced weapons championship.
Oh, you got Malachi coming to the stage all the way from Hobbs, New Mexico. We're getting more unique.
Hobbs, New Mexico.
Hey, look, Joe Perry's stealing my line,
Joe
man.
Perry seeing your
I'm
thunder.
gonna have to have a talk with him.
He's steering your thunder. Representing AKA 2 Kuro team. Says here he likes dancing. I love that.
There you go.
Love that.
Starting off traditional bowing.
I love dancing. I don't show it a lot of people, but I love dancing too. I gotta have a couple of Gatorades.
Yes, Gatorades.
Yeah, I have a couple of Gatorades.
To get in the mood, yeah.
A couple of Gatorades, a couple of Powerades in me. Malachi starting off strong. Good stances, good horse stances, guards.
And you notice his strikes, when he does a strike with that sword, it's not moving, it is stable.
Still. Now, is it just me, or am I seeing a lot more sword forms?
I wonder if that's due to the popularity, if they're following the circuit to competitors. Like Shihan Jahan Vosh from a couple years ago, of course. Dawson Holt from Team John Paul Mitchell. But it's good to see, a lot of people had turned it towards the bow and the kama, but a lot of people coming back to this weapon now.
Coming back to the sword. I love that. I love that every weapon has its day, every weapon has its year, has its popularity. And this year, like the past 2 years, like you said, sword is getting a lot more love, which is great because we're seeing the sword in different ways. We're seeing the sword in a traditional way, like we're seeing it right now, and we're seeing it like how Mr. Dawson does it, and this magical, amazing. I think it's magic. I think it's magic.
It looks like something right out of a movie.
Oh my God. I think to myself, he has to have a string on it or something. Because
the weapon just comes back to his hand every single time.
He's got them sticky fingers. Malachi doing an amazing job. Again, representing New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico.
And of course, all that extreme and all that flash does come back to the tradition. You have to learn the traditional before you learn the extreme.
All the way from Lawrenceville, Virginia, representing Phoenix Karate and Extreme Martial Arts.
Benjamin coming from Virginia, Martinsville.
Shout out to my fellow VA members.
Oh,
Virginia.
VA getting a little love in here.
There you go. Oh, started quick.
So, Mallory, question.
Yes.
We just saw Mr. Malachi do a traditional form, and now we're seeing Benjamin do this is an extreme form.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people online seeing it right now may be saying, like, why do we have those two different types of forms coming together? What is that?
So we had put everything together into the Night of Victory, and these two gentlemen are advanced. They're 14-17, and they were the best out of the divisions. You have the traditional winner, as we saw with Malcolm, and now you have the extreme winner, as you can see with Benjamin doing flips, inverted, all sorts of different releases. So the styles may be polar opposites, but they're not going head-to-head to see who's going to win out of the street.
So these two competitors already won their divisions.
Yes.
Okay. Already won their divisions, already went through runoffs, which is just a whole other division. So these guys, so Benjamin and Malachi had to get through 2 or 3 different divisions just to be on stage.
That is correct.
That's great. Talk about earning it.
Wow, yeah. You definitely earned it. To get here, you had to go through a lot.
Phoenix in martial arts. That was Benjamin Pickett. Great job, Benjamin.
We also
Back
didn't
to the
mention
stage,
that Benjamin
Malachi.
likes diving and soccer. Now, just as we talked about the
great job,
extremes
guys.
between the traditional and the extreme, diving and soccer, those are two sports that I think, I don't know that, you know, they have a lot of overlap.
I don't think so.
For Malachi of 29.94. Great job. And the score draw in for Benjamin Pickett with a total of 29.97. So that means your 14-17 advanced weapons ISKA 2024 champion all the way from Virginia is Benjamin Pickett.
Taking it back to Virginia, Mr. Benjamin Pickett with his extreme bow form.
There you go.
Winning the 14-17 Advanced Weapons Championship. Congratulations, Mr. Pickett.
Great job to both of those young competitors. Awesome.
Yeah, there's a Malachi too.
All right.
Did a good job.
Next up, we're going to move on to our 12 and 13 black belt weapons.
Here we go. 12-13 black belt.
All the way from Buffalo, New York. Better weather down here right now. Please welcome Ava Sebastiano.
I think this is our
Ava.
first competitor from New York.
Yes, we got the first one. East Coast showing some love to Florida.
There we go.
Coming out of Buffalo, New York. Ava likes softball, basketball, drawing, or any type of art. A lot of multi-sport competitors we got going on here.
You know, most people just want to be good at one thing.
You know, martial artists want to be good at everything.
They want to be good at everything. Seriously competitive people.
Doing great tricking is involved in her form. Tosses, turns, spins, finishing strong right in front of the judges. Ava.
Got a big fan section here tonight, too.
All right, as she exits to the left, competition for the evening coming from New South Wales, Australia. Welcome, Mansh Manning.
One of our first Australians to make the stage. New South Wales. Now, I have not gotten a chance to travel to Australia yet.
No, me neither.
Almost did a couple of years ago.
Me neither. And now with kids, I don't think we could do that 19, 18-hour flight.
You're going to need to sleep, wake up, and a couple more things before you even get there.
And you gotta be there for at least a week or two.
Oh, just to settle in. You're exactly right. We've got on his profile that likes basketball and to collect sneakers, so our first sneakerhead, too. I'm about to tell him that I owned an original pair of Jordans when they first came out, way back in the day. See his eyes getting real big.
His next question would be, how old are you? Original.
Well, I would tell him that I begged my mom to pay $64 for shoes, and I had to be the salesman of the year to get that done.
Do you remember what number of Jordans it was? Was it Jordan 1s?
Oh, no, these are the original. These were the OGs.
Look at those.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Manny doing a traditional bow. And I'll go back to a statement that I said earlier today. He has a full white uniform. Usually represents a traditional form. Open hand form or a weapons form. Mr. Manny is not disappointing with his full white uniform. I believe a full white Punok uniform where you could buy at Century.com, CenturyMartialArts.com.
That is a great segue to one of our sponsors. That great cat stance right there. Into the horse stance.
Mr. Manny using the entire ring for a traditional bow form, which is something you would want from a student, from your black belt. Use the whole ring, forward, backwards, sideways, show strikes, blocks, kicks, punches if you can.
It really shows a complete skill set.
Mr. Manny finishing strong.
Good job, man. Everybody come to the stage for Sport.
Two completely forms again. We said it.
Nice job, guys.
These competitors had to go through a few doors to get here. Manny winning the traditional part of the competition earlier today. Ms. Ava winning the more creative XMA, CMX part. So let's see which one of the two different types of divisions the judges are going to lean towards more. You know, that in itself, the type of judges that you have now, the U.S. Open being the U.S. Open, they do like to put different types of judges, people that are more the weapons, more the traditional, more the extreme in the podium, in front. So you do get a very, very fair final score.
You don't feel like that one set of judges is slighted towards the traditional versus the extreme. It does give you a complete, a fair shake. That's what you want.
Yes.
Let the competitors, let the competition decide who won and who lost.
Mr. Manny taking it back to Australia, the championship. Congratulations. You know where he's going to put this trophy, right? Next to his sneakers.
Absolutely, yes.
Next to his sneakers.
Are they still in the box or are they not?
Oh, they dead stock. They're dead stock. Next to his dead stock, on top of his dead stock sneakers.
Oh, now this is unique. I'll let you read the information about
so we have our
competitors.
14, 17-year-old beginner form championship. Wow, look at that. First time on an airplane, Mr. Smith coming to the U.S. Open this past weekend. He is an avid ghost hunter.
Yes.
All right. So I know I'm going to stay away from Mr. Smith. That scares me a little bit. I bet you he is a hoot and he has a couple of stories to tell.
Oh, I think there are going to be lots of stories.
Now, he is from West Virginia. Is that a pretty big spot for ghost hunting?
You know what? And despite, surprisingly, I follow a lot of that stuff.
No,
so
you don't.
I
really
do.
not.
I watch it when I'm on planes. I watch it when I have some time. I never watch it alone. I'm not that much of this. I'm too much of a scaredy cat. But there are some well-known sites in West Virginia where anyone who is into ghost hunting or anything like that can go and visit. So yes, wow. Surprise, surprise.
I stay away from all those scary shows, scary movies.
Do not watch that.
Come on, man. Show me a Pixar movie. Show me a superhero movie. I don't want no ghosts.
And the uniqueness of these competitors never surprises me.
Mr. Smith doing a great job on his extreme form. Slapping the floor. That is a huge telltale sign to the judges that I am done setting fire to this stage. Here's my floor slap. Great job,
Right,
Mr.
as he
Smith.
exits to the left side, everybody. This competition tonight to the stage, JC Gu from West Hampton, West Virginia, and Chesapeake Karate Academy.
It's like Jason Gu likes to play soccer and run track. A lot of these competitors will compete in so many different divisions that your level of fitness has to be top notch to be able to not only compete in every division, but if you think about it, being the best at it, I mean, a lot of these forms take it out of you. Absolutely.
Right back to the stage.
Ms. Gu finishing that form strong. Judges are now scoring.
Rolling in. Great job, both of you. Get the 12 and 13 black belt. 50 and Form Championship.
Scores coming in. Now, Mallory,
Right,
with the judges, there's 5 scores. Are they dropping the highest, dropping the lowest? What are they doing?
So think about it just like gymnastics, and also a great plug for the Olympics this upcoming relatively soon in Paris. You get a judge at a 10-point scale, and it is possible to earn a 10. Most of the time, your judges your scores is 9.97 and 9.99, but the highest and lowest scores are dropped, and you take the average in the middle, and this is what we come up with. And of course, mentioned again, of course, great Mad Action. All that's done for you because
So quickly.
I went to public school. Math is not my strongest. I'm saying, it's funny. I like physics, and math is not my strongest. But that is all done for you by the system.
Taking the championship home, Miss Rocco. Now, my fault, I was in the wrong division. Miss Rocco actually composes music, and she played Uncle Fester in the Addams Family. Look at that. I wonder if she cut her hair.
Hey, you know what?
Boy,
Commit to the role. Commit to the role. So it was Kristen Smith that you had described earlier. We talked about that is first time on an airplane to come to the US Open as a ghost hunter. I might talk to her after this. I got to ask her about her experience.
You're going to be alone in that interview, sir. I'm going to stay.
I mean, you got to figure, I'm just guessing, due to the traditional rules of what I've seen, martial arts not as effective for ghost hunting. Just a couple thoughts.
Those are your thoughts, because I've honestly never thought about it.
You were out on this question.
Out of it. My sister once told me that our house is on a graveyard. It was built on a graveyard when we were little. I was like 4 or 5 years old.
And that never left your head, did it?
And I didn't realize it was a lie, maybe until about 10 years ago. My goodness. Gullible. I was gullible.
Hey, you know what? That is the job of an older sibling to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That is their purpose in life.
Very, very well. Thank you, Olivia. I really appreciate you scaring the bejesus out of me.
For 10 years.
For more than 10 years. Now, this is the 14-17 Beginner Forms Championship.
Also showing that while the age may change, they're still beginner levels. They're beginner levels for adults. They're beginner levels for all martial arts. Whether you're 6 or 60, taking your first martial arts class, you start out as a beginner, as a white belt or no belt, and earn your way up through the ranks.
Columbia, South Carolina, representing the Carolina Copperheads, martial arts studio and team, Sean Hudson.
Representing Carolina Copperheads from Columbia, South Carolina, Mr. Sean Hooten.
also likes video games. I'm gonna be looking out when I'm, when I'm lining up people for sniper shots at Call of Duty from now on.
Is this Sean?
Is this Sean? Hey, turn your mic on. I know you got a mic on. Turn it on.
I like this, doing a traditional form. It looks like a traditional form, the way he's walking in and showing control with music. We go back to what we said in the beginning of this competition.
Yes.
You could do a traditional form with music, and it just livens up. It gets the people in, gets the audience in, maybe gets you to a new level too performing it.
Yeah, you use that as your advantage. You grab a hold of the audience, help it to tell your story.
Nice little switch kick with a double front. Loving that.
Great push front kick too. Basic and yet strong. One of the first techniques that you will learn as a right back. Front kick.
Good job, Sean.
And have that strength in that in terms of you can always throw it.
Yes.
You could be in the hallway, throw a front kick. You could be inside an elevator, throw a front kick.
I love that. They really showed their true colors a little bit as beginners. They were facing the wrong way.
Yes.
There's so many people around the ring. If you've never been in the middle of the ring, under the lights, it's a little daunting. Scores are coming in. Miss Kristen Smith getting a 29.97. All nines.
Total score for Sean Hudson is a 29.9.
There's a Sean gets a 29.94.
That means your 14 to 17 uniforms ISKA 2024 champion is Kristen Smith.
Congratulations, Miss Smith. Taking the championship back home to West Virginia.
Yes.
Taking it back to her friends, the Ghosts.
Right.
Could be another object you could take when you're doing an investigation. You could ask a rim pod, is there anyone here in the room with us? Does anyone have a great trophy like mine?
Yes. Cyril Logden.
That's awesome.
Virginia.
Mr. Cyrell, only one competing in the 14-17 intermediate forms division.
From Virginia as well.
From Virginia. Look at that.
Strong. Oh, come on, strong now. Another one from the Filipino martial arts.
And it's a great thing to think about. He's the only competitor. He could have easily been, no, I don't want to be under the lights. I don't want to be on stage. I'll just take my championship. But
Nope.
no, he
He chose to compete. Yes,
chose
indeed.
to get on stage in front of all these people. Let me show them what I got.
And that really speaks about the spirit of competition, because when you go to put yourself out there, a lot of people, they think about the negative. What if I fall? What if I forget my fall? But what if you succeed?
What if you don't, right? Yeah, what if you do amazing?
And this leads to something else. Maybe it encourages a belief in oneself. What if I run for class president? What if I run for senate? What if I run for governor? What if I, that's where that belief comes in.
I don't want to get ahead of them.
And he plays volleyball and is an honor roll student as well.
Sure, good job. Nice and solid. All right, there you go. The total of
Congratulations.
Totally relaxed. I love it.
Sir,
Good job, sir.
Taking it back to Virginia.
Champion. Great job.
Your 14-17 intermediate forms ISKA champion.
Nice and strong. All right, moving along. We have our 14 to 17 advanced forms ISKA championship. All right,
Two people that we've already seen, 14-17 advanced forms. We are going to be seeing Zachary and Benjamin Pickett. Mr. Zachary loves playing video games.
And content creation. Content creation is hard. Most people see YouTube channels, join, like, smash that subscribe button, everything. But to understand what it's like to come up with something new all the time and cultivate a following, that is hard to do.
Let alone the uploading, the editing.
So much going on in the background.
The transitioning from scene to scene. And yes, like you touched upon, the having a new idea every day, every week, honestly, every month, it's hard.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
I mean, it's definitely something that we can relate to in sport martial arts, but one of the great things here is you guys provide the content for us at this tournament. All you have to do is bring some lights, bring a camera, stream it on up there. We've got new content. But it's being creative is hard. It's a hard task.
We have Benjamin Pickett on stage, also from Virginia.
Yeah, get a little VA in these waning divisions. I like it.
Representing Phoenix Karate in Lawrenceville. Oh, with a full back twist, Harry.
That's a great way to start off your kata. You know, I had to look at his belt for a second. I was like, wait a minute, this is way farther. And of course, red belt, yes. Once again, showing that you deserve that black belt, that you're ready to test.
He's already thrown 3 different types of backflips in this form. Amazing. Talk about short, sweet, to the point.
Intense.
Give me my trophy.
Let's have Zachary back on stage. All right, Zachary, Benjamin, great job, guys. You're super strong. It's the advanced group, and the scores are in. Here we go. Up there on the screen, your total for Zachary is a 29.94. Great job, sir.
Getting a 29.94, all 9.98. This is Zachary. Great
And
job.
scores for Benjamin, your total is 29.97.
And Mr. Pickett taking the championship back home to Virginia.
Yes. We're catching up to Texas. I promise you, we are.
Virginia being represented extremely well tonight, the night of victory. Taking home multiple championships.
Yes, indeed.
SportMartialArts.com, by the way. All right, next to the stage, going up a belt level, the 14 to 17 black belt weapons ISKA championship.
So I had the pleasure of judging earlier today the 14 to 15 and the 16 to 17 divisions. And I had the absolute pleasure seeing Mr. Kenneth Jackson compete a lot of times today, and he did fantastic. I believe he competed in about 4 or 5 different divisions and won all those divisions. Tonight he is choosing to do his traditional bow form.
And he's got quite a fan base here that have been waiting almost to the next to the last division and still have the energy to cheer for him.
You gotta show him. You gotta show him you're out of here. You don't want to say that the judges will be swayed, but my goodness, when you have a huge crowd behind you, screaming your name, cheering for you for the next trick, clapping, screaming, people just showing love.
It does weigh on you as a judge.
It does weigh on you a little bit. Mr. Kenneth going strong, doing a 360 on one leg while holding a knee-up position.
Finish strong, come on.
Good cat stands, finishing strong towards the end of his form. Good job, Kenneth.
And in his competition to the stage, please welcome from Georgia, Maria Patel.
Ariel Patel from Cumming, Georgia, 14 years old. List her profile. She also likes dancing.
And wielding a big stick with a knife on the end.
I mean, that's it. You have to have complete control of that weapon. And that she does.
Talk about a statement walking into a party with that.
Yes. You don't even get to say anything. You just show up at the door like,
I'm here to dance. Apparently, she likes to dance.
and you clear the floor and say, please. Solid stance, too.
Solid form she is performing tonight. Now, like you said, this is towards the tail end of the evening, so you have these two competitors on the backstage just walking up and down, doing this form at least 1,000 times in your head.
Yes. If you're like me, you kind of play this out in your head before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all night knowing that they were next to last, working on this, and you see they still come out with fire still. High energy level, intense.
That's a professional.
Yes.
That is a professional at 14 years old. Great job.
Very tough job by the judges here. I don't know who you're going to pick here.
Come on stage, Kenneth. Let's go. Judges are putting in their scores.
Are you able to get Kenneth back on stage? All right, great. How about that competition? Both of those competitors, super strong. Great job. Your total score for Kenneth is a 29.96. Good job. So now your total score for Ardia is a 29.5.
Just a slight edge. Man.
ISKA 24 champion is Kenneth Jackson.
Kenneth Jackson going damn near 4 for 4, 5 for 5. I don't know how many divisions he did with the runoffs as well. Great job. Congratulations, Kenneth.
And
taking it back
spoiler,
to Michigan.
I think Kenneth is also in this next division coming up too.
Well, now he's just being greedy.
All right, guys.
Well, let's do it, baby.
Just a couple of moments of a uniform change for the next division. So we've just got a few moments. It's going to be quick, and we're going to get right back to it. We do want to take this one moment to thank the production.
Hey, looks like we're back on the screen.
Look at that, showing us a little bit of love. It has been absolutely nothing but fantastic competitors tonight. Great weapon manipulation, great stances, great kicks. They've been doing fantastic.
Thank you for the shout out, Mr. Joe Perry.
Love the Texas representation here. So hopefully I'll get to
Virginia too. Virginia
right,
has been represented, especially towards the tail end.
Wherever we've seen competitors from Australia, the Bahamas. I mean, we even got a guy from Utah. A couple from New Mexico.
Ohio, New York, Virginia, West Virginia, and the smallest state, of course, Texas, right?
That small state, just tiny, tiny
great job, staff.
But of course, we want to definitely keep you, if you like what you saw tonight, please go to the US Open website to find out how you can tune into the night of champions that will be for tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. You absolutely do not want to miss that.
So representing Guatemala, we have Ella Benavente. Again, this is the last division.
Yes,
we
sir.
have 14, 17 black belt CMX forms. Now with the CMX, you're going to see flipping. You're going to see high tempo music. You're going to see energy. Let's do it. Way to end the show.
Yes, definitely way to close the show.
This is her first U.S. Open, and she's on stage.
I was going to say, look, my first U.S. Open, I didn't make it to stage.
No, I did not either.
No, I had to earn my way up there, and like you said, once I got up there, I didn't want to leave. I love the fact that competing on stage and showing off my talents on the stage at great Disney Sport Auto Springs Resort. It's been fantastic. Great weekend of entertainment.
Kicking with the left. Look at that. Showing the control with the left leg. Going back to that capoeira kick.
As I mentioned, you know you're the last division of the show, keeping that energy up and ready to perform.
Beautiful job.
right, good job,
Beautiful
Ella.
job, Miss Ella. Again, representing Team Momentum
Miss
from
Ella, if you will get
Guatemala.
seated on the other side, please.
I like Team Momentum. I like that. It's a really unique
And
name.
to the stage, like the Flash, I love it. Take 313, Kenneth Jackson III.
As Joe Perry says, like the Flash, but Barry Allen's got nothing on Kenneth Jackson. He is back again.
Get it, Kenny. Come on, come on.
And trying to speak for us, Mr. Kenneth Jackson.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Getting some hype on that.
Yes, he did.
If you didn't know he was done, let me slap the floor for you.
Don't know? Now
Now
you
you
know.
know.
Get Ella back on the stage for sport, please. And both of you just stand there in the center. Thank you. Great competition here, guys. Representing the CMX, Creative and Musical Extreme Divisions. Your scores, the total for us.
Can Mr. Kenneth make it 2 for 2? Ella having a 29.94.
For Mr. Kenneth.
Mr. Jackson score coming in.
And looks like
29.97.
another one for Mr. Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. You're going to have a lot more trophies.
Yes, sir.
Jackson the third.
Congratulations, Mr. Kenneth Jackson, taking it back to Michigan. Clinton Township, representing Team 313.
All right,
More than
don't
certain
quite have
they
the same
are
crowd
extremely
that we
proud
did
of
at the
you.
beginning. But you guys stuck with it. Thank you very much. So, anybody showing your up, we got tomorrow night announcing this. We thank Alex Lane and all the production staff and all these judges for volunteering.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We, of course, encourage you to come back for the Night of Champions from our partner, Vito Rodriguez. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Won't be a year again this time.
Oh, let's make it. Let's make it. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Good night.
Now, we do have to clear the stage, so anybody getting pictures, just kind of do that on the side because the production has to do some changeovers. So we need everybody to slide out of the room just as quickly as you can. They do have to change it up tomorrow night. I think you can bring it.
Just appreciate you, man.
All right.